a nostalgic book series came up. One that I personally hated came up on TV tropes. It's called The Clique, and it was essentially about these bratty middle schoolers who are constantly sabotaging and backstabbing each other for really petty reasons. And they act more like 20-something reality show stars, but it's in a middle school setting, and as sexualized as a 20-something. It's kind of weird. I hated those books. Refused to read them. I only know anything about them because of articles on Wikipedia, TV tropes, etc. And I realized from reading people who were fans of this book series, and being a bit pretentious, I was very surprised to realize most people thought that was trash. But a lot of people, you kind of see, you can't always have the good role models of the story. Sometimes it's more effective to see who's the bad person, who can get away with these vicious thoughts, who can, tap into these fantasies while also, the characters never got their comeuppance. They never learned their lesson, at least not until the very, very end of the series, and even then, doesn't always justify. But then I realized from reading articles from fans of that series, that was the popular girl's Anaconda. That was a catharsis for a certain type of person. It was a way to tap into fantasies as a way to, explore these emotions in a way where you don't take it out on someone in real life. More of an I get you thing. Granted, The Clique was significantly more successful because it was a New York Times bestseller, while it's largely forgotten today. This got me back onto the Anaconda train, and I decided to finally rewatch an episode. They're 11 minutes long, and I did rewatch an episode. I said I was a little afraid to, but I do get the story, and for the stuff I said, I was going off memory in the last time I spoke about the show, and most of my analysis was correct. And Nanette is the whole show is about how much Angela hates this classmate, Nanette Manoir. It's in the theme song. It is the whole point of the show. Angela's voice is far from the most pleasant thing to listen to. Actually, the mean girl, Nanette Manoir's voice is far more pleasant to listen to. For a mean girl's voice, it's a very nice voice. So the voice actress, I think it was a real child who did that, did a very good job. And now for the actual episode itself, as difficult as Angela's voice can be, and it's Sue Rose, the creator, doing it. No disrespect to Sue Rose, because I love her. I love Pepper Ann. I love Angela Anaconda. I watched Unfabulous, which is on Nickelodeon. But I do, for as difficult as the voice can be, I really do sympathize with her. I still sympathize with her. I do get it. I get her feelings. I get the formula of the show was essentially Angela's in an unfair world. Nanette is essentially the better version of her in almost every way. They have a lot in common, but Nanette's a jerk about it and rubs it in her face. And the teacher obviously favors Nanette. It seems like the classmates do too. And I get that feeling. I very much relate to that. Angela gets into the revenge fantasy and then takes a little bit of power back for herself by the end. The revenge fantasies, this was not one of the violent ones. This was just one of the more basic fantasies of, so in this episode, Angela's trying to bring stuff to show and tell, and Nanette always has a better version of it. Then they end up wearing the same coat to school, and Nanette's being a jerk because hers is a designer version. Angela finds her secret diary in the coat, and that's when the revenge fantasies. The revenge fantasies essentially, what would it be like if she exposed her secrets and ruined her reputation? Whatever she said. You never find out what's in it. But that's it. It's a little hard for me to get through now, but those are my favorite part of the episodes as a kid. And I still find it really funny. The storytelling is still straightforward, and I still very much relate to it and sympathize with it. there are some pretty funny jokes. There were a couple moments I still laughed hard at it. There was, in the beginning, Angela's mom's dropping her off just at school, and she says, "Oh, almost on time, as always." Thought, I get that. Because my mom was always late to everything, and that frustrated me, because I was always, 10, 15 minutes early. There was another one where she, another joke with the mom. There's another joke I thought was very funny, where she drops Angela off at school and says, "Oh, here's your lunch," and gives her the baby. I thought, is she gonna suggest she's eating the baby? That moment made me laugh hard. I thought she was giving Angela the baby to eat. It's just that's where my mind went with it. The third was the way it's edited for when Angela finds Nanette's diary. She says, "Oh, I gotta return it." Then she's trying to bash it open with a shoe. The way it's edited was very, very funny. In the 11 minutes, I laughed hard 3 times, so I still enjoy it. I still enjoy the animation. I think of it more like I've seen much worse stuff on the internet, and I think of it more in terms of, I think of it in terms of experimental animation. Plus, I do like that style. I put a picture of myself as a kid next to Anaconda on Instagram, and I still very much relate to how she looks. Like, I looked like that. Oh my god. Oh, this is bringing me back. So it's still a fun show. I still very much get this. I get this kind of a feeling. I still feel sorry for her. And she does take a little bit of... Oh, there was one more funny moment at the very end. So the joke at the end was when Angela takes a little bit of power back for herself. So it seems like she's going to get in trouble because Nanette's accusing her of stealing her coat. But Angela says, is able to say, "Hey, wait a minute, she's wearing mine too, she got this first, it's an honest mistake." And teacher says, okay, fine, anyone can make an honest mistake. Angela finds the baby's pacifier in the coat, and she says, "Oh, Nanette, here's your pacifier that was in your coat." It's like, it's funnier there than I explained it, but I thought that was a funny little twist. I found the jokes creative. I know it's not technically the greatest. It's still one of those shows I love, everyone else hates. I was afraid to watch it. Parts of it are still very hard for me to get through. A part of it I am past. But I do still find it well written. It is still a straightforward story. I still find the characters interesting. I think, they do fall into a lot of tropes. I mean, I've seen the mean girl many times. I've seen the nerdy nice girl a million times. I think part of the animation I still find, the animation makes it stick out. The specific, when the joke lands, I do find that unique. So it's still a fun show. I realized a lot of people have their guilty pleasures, have their catharsis shows. The shows that tap into their emotions, the more negative emotions, because I did very much think like Angela. I did have these violent or otherwise tame revenge fantasies. I think a lot of people do. People in the comments section of some of these videos have mentioned that they've had those same thoughts. And that show appealed to me. I think it's just because the main character was a nerdy girl who felt constantly overlooked. And, always was compared to someone who always seemed better in every way. And in all honesty, I feel like I honestly feel like Nanette and Angela could be friends, because there was a moment early on where Nanette's showing off her coat, and the delivery of that line came off in a way where she's like, "Oh, what do you think of my coat? It's English." Something along those lines. And it sounded like, "Oh, you impressed? Come on, are you impressed?" I'm trying to impress you. I'd like to see that. I think they could be friends in a few years, just past the angsty childhood crap. Maybe that's just wishful thinking. Anyway, I'm really glad I checked this out again, and I'm really glad I was able to give something else a chance that I personally hated, but wanted to see the other side of that. So, I think maybe The Click was written by a real-life Nanette Manoir. Who knows?